Maulana Hazar Imam, the Canadian institutions since the Jamaat settlement in Canada have been beneficiaries of Khudawin's extensive guidance that have shaped our institutional programs and activities to serve the Jamaat. In the 1990s, we started to witness the impact of new and redefined institutions Maulana Hazar Imam created under the new constitution. Under Khudawin's guidance, we also witnessed the consolidation of the AKDN agencies. Our Khan Foundation Canada has become a model for efficiency and effectiveness within the NGO community in Canada. Focus Canada's redefined role positioned this institution to play a central role in the sponsorship and settlement of the Afghan Jamaat in Canada and respond to crisis situations. As the Golden Jubilee year has unfolded, we have seen new areas and dimensions of sheer scope of Imamat's work. The Canadian Jamaat's profile and expectation have also evolved over the past decades, and we therefore understand, Khudawin, that the institutions will have to endeavor to achieve far more to meet the ever-increasing needs and expectations of the Canadian Jamaat and to support the Imamat initiatives. Khudawin, we pray for the strength to always give of our best in meeting the requirements of our diverse responsibilities. When we fall short, we pray that Imam's blessings and benevolence will guide us to improve our performance. To mark this very special occasion of the Golden Jubilee institutional dinner, Hazar Imam, we seek permission to submit a small memento as a token of the Canadian institution's loyalty and gratitude for Khudawin's benevolence and guidance. The gift, Hazar Imam, is a bronze sculpture by late Bill Reid, a famous Aboriginal artist. He named this sculpture the Bear Mother. In the native Indian Haida mythology, the story of Bear Mother tells of the founding of Bear family within one of the Haida clan groupings. In the myth, it is the Bear Mother's role as a mother that gives meaning, and the focus of her existence is her children. In speaking about this sculpture, Bill Reid said, and I quote, "The Bear Mother, being human, is looking into the future, concerned more with her children than her legend." Khudawin, far be it for us to seek to make a comparison with a Bear Mother, but we feel that the underlying imagery of this piece of art symbolizes, even in a small measure, the Imam's love, warmth, nurturing, and protection of his murids.
This has been an inspiring visit to Canada, an inspiring visit within the Jubilee year, because it has been my hope and prayer since 1957 that the day would come when all the countries where the Jamaat lives would be countries of peace, countries of opportunity, countries where your generations, generation after generation, could build a stable future. And in 1957, our world was an unhappy world. Even in the 60s, our world was an unhappy world. Even in the 70s, our world was an unhappy world. We went through decolonization. We went through dogmatism in public management. We went through acquisition, I would say illegal acquisition, of people's personal assets. We went through ethnic hatred. we went through the creation of new states. So the past 50 years have actually been very difficult years. Today I feel that much of that is past. And I have to say that as I look to the future, I have a deep sense of confidence that the Jamaat around the world is finding its position in the various countries, that our institutions are beginning to have an impact on the quality of life and the quality of thought and the quality of governance in the various countries where we are living. And I say to myself, that is due to what? It's due to your wisdom, your knowledge, your willing to help each other and to have the courage to think past crises, because that ultimately is the nature of what we all have to do, is to think past crises and to think as one family, which is what we are. We are one family. Whether the Jamaat comes from Tajikistan or Afghanistan or Syria or East Africa, it is one Jamaat. And I am infinitely proud of the leadership that is coming from Canada, orphan communities who have left their homelands in difficult circumstances, built a new future for themselves here in Canada, empathized with Canadian values, and are able today to bring back to their home countries not only new knowledge, new competencies, but also Canadian values. And I think those Canadian values will serve you well as they have done here in Canada, and I believe they will serve you well abroad. So I wanted my leaders to know that this is a particularly happy visit for me, because since 1957 it's been difficult wisely to have hope. There have always been situations which one knew were going to be difficult, which one knew were going to need forethought and courage. And I think that slowly but surely, the Jamaat and its institutions are achieving the goals that I had hoped for in 1957. And I want to say to my leadership in Canada, much of that is due to you, and I believe much more is going to be due to you in the decades ahead. The fact is that many, many Murids have come from Canada, from different parts of the world, and are now serving in the most magnificent way in our institutions in other parts of the world, and to them I want to pay tribute tonight for the wonderful work that they are doing abroad. I wanted to just share with my Jamaat leaders in Canada something which has been very important to me since many, many years back. And that is that the Jamaat should learn about its remarkable history, should learn about the pluralism of its history, should learn about the great names, so that there is a sense of pride and an understanding of our past, of the greatness of the past of the Shia Ismaili Muslim Tariqa. And tonight, the celebrations that you showed brought forward some of the history. And I wanted to say how infinitely pleased I was to see that various parts of the world were represented: dance, music, philosophy, travel, and these were aspects which I thought were enormously important. But they showed something else. They showed the talent of our youth. And this is another aspect of the Jamaat which you have to think back to 1957 wasn't very common in the Jamaat. And today that talent is here in Canada, it is in other parts of the world. And I particularly want to say to the young people who performed this evening how happy and proud I am, not only of the show that they demonstrated, but of the remarkable talent that they showed all of us this evening. And that is another sign of a great civilization, is talent in art, talent in expression. and I really hope that you enjoyed the event as much as I did. Unfortunately, I have to leave. I can't get all the performers in the aircraft, otherwise I'd ask them to come back with me. But inshallah, I'll have another chance to see them later on. So to all of them, I express my warm gratitude and my deep admiration. I'm sure you enjoyed the event as much as I did.